In my previous video, I told you that I was going to tell you more about Novel C and what it can possibly do. I'm not sure what all it can do, but I believe it does a lot. After graduating from high school, I met a young lady in my neighborhood. Sadly, she had been diagnosed with AIDS. My mindset always seemed to gravitate towards helping people if I can. However, at that time, I had never offered anyone this supplement. My goal was to talk to her and inform her what my plan was. I wanted to help her so bad. After a few weeks, she kind of disappeared. I didn't see her for a while. A few weeks later, I was informed that she had passed away. I really hated to hear that. I never got the opportunity to see if the supplement would have helped her. Would the supplement have helped her? I can't say. A year or two later, while I was in Tennessee, I saw what I thought was a mole on my ankle that I couldn't remember seeing. I looked very closely. It was a tick. I removed it. I didn't think anything else about it until about a month later, a rash developed around it, and I had a slight headache. Headaches are very foreign to me, so I decided to go to the Columbia, Tennessee clinic. At that time, there were two kids and one adult that just passed away in Huntsville due to Rocky Mountain spotted fever. They died rather quickly. After leaving the ambulatory clinic, I took all my medication correctly. I had two follow-ups. Both times I was notified that Rocky Mountain spotted fever levels were still very high. My second follow-up, I was expected to be near death or wheeled. I was expected to be in a wheelchair. Heads turned in shocked as I gracefully walked in. In early 2000, the clinic called me for a third time. I could tell by the lady's voice it wasn't good. I could hear the sense of urgency in her voice. Is Cleveland there? Is Cleveland there? Once again, my test came back extremely high. I told the lady that I felt fine. I had no headaches. She asked me, "Are you okay? Are you okay?" And I explained, "If anything abnormal happens, I'll call you back." That was the year 2000. It is currently the year 2023. Did the supplement help and protect me? I believe it did. I also think that my incarceration was needed to help complete this divine story. Remember video number 6? Remember the inmates and officers that kept getting sick? Everyone getting sick. Everyone except me. Did this supplement help and protect me? I believe it did. In early 2019, my son became sick and doctors had no idea what it was. They decided to treat his illness like it was the flu and they kept running tests. He was very sick but never hospitalized. We now think that was COVID. His close to 1-year-old daughter, she caught COVID in the year 2021. She recovered very well. Is it possible that the supplement benefits can be passed on through the genes? No one in my family that I know of has passed away due to COVID. That includes my dad's side and my mother's side of the family. The pictures you see are of the Novel C supplement. Each one is called a VON. V is in Victor, O-N. All would not look identical, but they all should taste about the same. I know a lady that was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. She saw a picture of the supplement and she said she wanted to taste it just to see what it tastes like. She is a very picky person. I just knew that she was going to complain about it. She said, "Oh my God, this tastes good." And her daughter said the same thing. She said that she was pleasantly surprised at the taste. On the picture you are viewing, you can see how a white one is broken half. That is the one that I accidentally dropped on the plate. I had accidentally dropped it. She ate half and her daughter ate the other half. After her usual doctor's checkup, she was informed that her ejection fraction had went from 10% to 50%. Did you hear me correctly? Her ejection fraction went from 10% to 50%. She went from going to the ER multiple times a week to hardly at all now. She only ate half and just one of the buns. That's unbelievable. I was so happy for her. We both was happy. You know, I almost cried. Plus, she takes 15 to 20 medications a day, and she had no side effects. She gave me permission to share some of her medical records. I made sure to cover the social and the Medicare numbers. Did the supplement help her? You decide. It would be nice if people could take this supplement and it slow down COVID, RSV, the flu, and other viruses. I believe most kids would definitely choose this supplement over taking a shot. What all can this supplement do? I actually do not know. It's odd, but I've thrown up only twice since third grade. To my knowledge, I'm not allergic to anything. Is novel seed supplement the reason? I honestly don't know. I also don't know if this can be made in synthetic form because I believe novel seed needs to be made in its most natural state, as most natural as possible. Many times I called and left messages at the White House. I want to share that so bad with them. But after close to 40 years, obviously, this supplement wasn't rushed. If people just if people don't trust the government, the FDA, etc., they can make it themselves. The names Miracle Intentions and Novel C, those things were thought of more than 10 years before COVID came over here and hit the scene. And those were all part of my new email addresses that I was preparing. Just a reminder, the voice that I heard as a child in video number 5 sounded just like me. Therefore, it did not frighten me. I thought it was me talking to myself. It basically gave me simple instructions to follow. The second voice, that one sounded metallic. The voice tone sounded like a reminder. As an adult, that voice put butterflies in my stomach. But God knew what voice to allow me to hear and when. God is in control. His timing is perfect. This pandemic could have been over years ago, in my opinion. No human alive could have possibly planned this miracle or miracle intentions. Please like, share, and subscribe. The Novel Seed Supplement is novel. It's new and original. It's not like anything seen before. I currently try to keep bonds handily available. So let's keep fighting. Our God is so good. His mercy is everlasting, and His love endures forever. May God continue to bless you.